Good day, everyone. Now we discuss the Chapter 5 Communication Aids and Strategies Using Tools of Technology. In the earlier discussion, we have learned that communication is an instrumental tool in the management of globalization. Globalization has brought about technological advances as people connect or communicate with the others of diverse origin and characteristic. The management of communication involves carefully planning, execution, and sustainability. All this starts from the fact that if you want to reach out to people in the global community, you need to share your thoughts and your opinion. You present your ideas, you present yourself. So, what makes presentation important? Presenting your ideas is like selling yourself. When others are convinced to accept your ideas, it is like they accept you, and from there you build a connection in terms of friendship, affiliation, partnership, and community. This may appear simple because communication is natural in man. However, not all presentations are successful. There are times that even a well-crafted presentation can never be understood because it is poorly delivered, according to Person et al. 2008. Therefore, it involves the talent and skill in trying to convey ideas and emotion. Additionally, several technological devices have quickly surfaced around the globe, making communication and the presentation of communication either simple or complicated. Although technology is said to aid communication, problem can arise especially when it is not properly used. Another problem is the reality that not everyone has full if not no access at all this technology. Still, if one wants to belong to the global community, he has to embrace the advances and learn to adapt the use of technology in order to make presentation successful. So, how can we make a good presentation? Adler, Elmhorst, and Lucas 2013 enumerates three considerations to prepare for a good presentation, namely the audience, the speaker, and the situation. Since these concepts are expected to have been learned by college students during their high school years, this chapter will only dwell on another factor, technology and its utilization. In the advent of technological advances, the presentation of idea has now come in various forms with a lot of helpful aids to choose from. The challenges is to choose which one will work appropriately for a particular audience. And for the type of presentation, there are several kinds of presentation. But in this chapter, only three common categories of presentation will be presented: the oral, audiovisual, and the web-based presentation. Oral presentation. This is the most common and readily available type of presentation that most people resort to. Not only in its availability, but speaking appears to be a habit most people cannot do without. Unlike before, oral presentation were confined only to use of the voice, but as technology becomes inseparable with communication, most oral presentation now are packaged with technological tools. So, munit sugara atong ginagamit kung mag-reporting ta sa klase. Pero, naay mga kasi-kasi nga presentation style. Here is the list given by Chavez et al. 2013 in their book Creative Oral Communication for Filipino Student Practical Approach. 1. The good old boy is the experienced speaker who the audience is familiar with. He may have good information to give but it is at times poorly delivered. So, kaning speaker, ang iyang style sa presentation niya is na ay good information pero ang iyang pag-deliver is poor. So, it means wala niya nakuha ang attention sa iyang mga audience. Kasi siguro boring ang iyang presentation o ikaw ang audience, katugon ka mamino sa iyang presentation. The entertainer, on the other hand, is the one who makes use of anecdotes or hilarious story in delivering their message across. The downside of it, however, is the tendency to entertain the audience too much and forget their essence of speech. So kani nga speaker, iyang style sa iyang presentation is gagamit siya og joke para makuha niya ang attention sa iyang audience. Pero kung masubraan po niya og entertaining iyang mga audience po, mag-joke-joke siya. So ang iyang audience is mawala sa focus sa iyang point sa iyang speech. The academic is the speaker who keeps an eye on the precision of his presentation. This type of speaker usually follow organized outline and deliver it as planned, but at times audience can find it boring and irrelevant. Style ani sa speaker sa iyang presentation is focus siya sa iyang presentation, sa iyang slide, then organized tanan iyang mga kuan, tanan scripted pati yung pangsulti explanation niya. And then makuan sa mga audience nga boring o irrelevant tanan iyang presentation, dili ma-appreciate sa audience ang iyang presentation. The reader, as obvious in its name, is the one who reads his script word for word. This could be a product of thorough preparation but can be technical, boring, and difficult to understand. So, daghan makarelate ani kay because sa atong first time pag-report is kaagi man jud ta nga reader lang ta. Ato lang basahon sa atong script word for word. So, atong audience maka-feel og boring o maglisod sila sabot sa imong gipang present, imong gipang basa kay puros ra words, wala explanation. The snail, also true to its name, is the one who dragged his speech in seemingly endless manner. He tends to discuss each item thoroughly as if every detail can affect the whole message. Because of too much detail, he would not notice the time consumed for each discussion anymore. So, mo ni siya nga speaker, nga ang style sa presentation is detailed by detailed. Kung pwede pa lang word by word na explanation, sentence by sentence na explanation. Gusto niya elaborate ang message sa iyang audience na masabtan. Pero sa iyang pagka-detailed kaayo, wala na siya nakabantay sa iyang time na consume sa iyang discussion. The gadgeter is the person who uses every gimmick and technique in the presentation. With too much visual aid, the speaker may lose sight of his message, or the audience may find the gadgets and other material presented to be too informative. They would not want to listen anymore. So, the gadgeter, ang iyang style ani kay daghan iyang mga ginapresenta to sa iyang slide, daghan igipakita dadto, daghan iyang kuan mga visual aid, iyang mga audience is wala na nag-focus na sa iyang kuan point sa iyang speech, sa information, kay na lingaw na sa iyang mga visual design.
General rules in giving presentation. So first, come prepared. So dapat if mag-present ka, dapat ready na kasi mong kaugalingon na mag-present. O dapat ready na pud ang imong gina-present sa imong audience. So number 2, get the setup right. So get the setup right. Dapat imong gamit sa pag-present, ready na siya para walay putol-putol or kanang kuan naman siya, kanang tuloy-tuloy na ang dagan sa inyong presentation. Number 3, know your audience and adjust content accordingly. So, dapat kabalo ka sa audience non sa ilang gusto o dili gusto para imuhang content sa imuhang gina-present. Ganahan sila og dili sila boringan. Ganahan sila paminaw sa inyong gina-present sa atubangan. Number 4, go easy in front, logos and colors. If easy yan yung font, logos and colors, kuha na siya tsada siya, mabasa mabasa sa tubangan or sa likod. Tapos hinlo siya tanawon sa inyong presentation. Number 5, make eye contact. So make eye contact para na may communication sa imo sa ikaw nga present og sa imong mga listeners. Be kind to questioners. So dapat pag naay mag-question sa imo, i-approach nimo siya nga sa in a nice way. Dapat tubagon nimo siya dili. Dapat tubagon nimo siya nga tsaday mo pagkatubag og dili walay ulit na ma-feel sa imong pagtubag. Number 7, be kind to the folks at the back. So sa imong pag-present dili lang ang atubangan ang gapaminaw sa imo. So dapat ang likod pod dili lang ka mag-focus sa tubangan, dapat sa likod po dapat patas na sila. So last, number 8, design slides for distance. So dapat mag-design ka sa imong slides nga makita sa dito sa likod kay dapat kung mag-present ka dapat visible gid siya sa front o sa likod para makita sa tao, makita nila katong nasa likod.
General rules in giving your presentation. So another general rule is that turn off your cell phone. So cell phones are a real distractions in the middle of the discussion. So try to think of what happens if you're in the middle of a discussion and your audience are so focused. Then suddenly your phone rings because someone called you. So it is important that you will turn it off or put it in a silent mode so that it will not ring at the same time. It will not distract you from your discussion, and also it will not lose the interest of the audience in the middle of the discussion. So next, do not go crazy with the laser point or the pointer. Aside from the health issue that it can strain the eye, playing with the laser pointer or being restless with it can be a real distraction in the middle of your presentation, because your audience will not be more focused on what are you pointing at. So it is important to point and hold your laser point on what are you discussing at. So next, do not cram too much in each slide. So you should only put the common phrase or the important phrases or the important discussion in the middle of the slide or in the middle of the discussion, because it will lose the interest of the audience if they will read more or you will cram more in the middle of discussion where you will just spew too much words wherein they can just read it in the middle of discussion. So do not just attempt to put you in the middle of discussion wherein you will just cram too much in one slide. So it is important that you will just put more the keywords or the key phrases in your slide. So next, do not read from your notes or from your slides. So reading takes away your opportunity to eye contact with the audience. Why? Because eye contact is very important, because the audience will feel like they are more connected with you. At the same time, they will be more focused in the middle of discussion. So next, do not spew jargon. So it is very important in your speech or what are you saying in the middle of discussion that you will not spew more jargons. It is the very best way is that you will spew more common words wherein a general average intellectual person can understand, rather than spewing some deep words wherein they cannot understand, that it needs more explanation and definition. So next, do not demean the audience members. So what is that? It just means is that even a casual conversation, if somebody asks and he is given a reply you do not know, or worse, what you do not know, he would be insulted. So you should respect at the same time your audience and do not demean them, because they are the ones who is giving the feedback, and at the same time they will question you of what they want to understand in the middle of discussion. Next, or last, do not turn your back. So turning one's back is like saying you do not care about your audience. So you need to be more focused and facing them, because it is a presentation, right? So you should be really prepared in your audience. At the same time, you are prepared in your presentation, because at the same time it just intends that you are not prepared in your discussion, because you are turning your back at the same time reading just in your slide. So it's very important that you should not turn your back. At the same time, it will, if you're not turning your back, it will make a connection between you and the audience.
Video. Video is an electronic medium for the recording, copying, playback, broadcasting, and display of moving visual media. According to TILA 2014, video has become part of man's daily routine. In schools, students prefer lectures through videos where text, pictures, and people are alive. As Person et al. 2008 agrees, videos make presentations more attractive as long as they are used for illustration and not as a replacement of the speaker. Smarter 2016 suggested 5 steps in using video as an effective communication tool. 1. A video must tell a story. 2. Visualize. 3. Turn up the sound. 4. Spread the word. And finally, if in doubt, ask an expert. Why should a video should tell a story? A video is used to illustrate in order to make audience understand better and more importantly, remember the message well. Therefore, if it does not tell a story, it's like not giving anything at all. Videos that tell an engaging story are more likely to be shared, liked, and commented upon. They are therefore more likely to go viral and they will be remembered. Why do we need to visualize in making a video? Visualization is a technique for creating images, diagrams, or animations to communicate a message. Visualization through visual imagery has been an effective way to communicate both abstract and concrete ideas since the dawn of humanity. We need to remember that our aim for a video presentation is for easy recognition and comprehension. We do not need to tire our audience by giving them difficulty interpreting what our illustration conveys. Why do we need to turn up the sound in making a video? Sound is an element that is often ignored in video production, and it's certainly just as important as good quality footage. During an interview, 80% of the information comes from the sound, so without the audio, it is unlikely your message is going to get across to the audience. As what is Martha in 2016 says, good sound design can help your film become easier to understand, and attention to detail will further improve its impact. Why do we need to spread the word in making a video? We need to decide our objective in making a video and think how to reach our audience. We need to explain our service, communicate a milestone, or attract visitors to our website. How the host and distribute the clip will determine whether it reaches the target audience and ultimately whether it will achieve the desired effect that makes a tangible difference to your brand. Here are some ways on how to spread a message. 1. We need to use social media. 2. Give away information instead of marketing dollars. 3. Blog with a purpose. 4. Create quality newsletters. 5. Create a signature product. And finally, similar posts. It is never wrong to ask when we feel we can't make a good video. So, if in doubt, we just need to ask an expert. A good quality video can be a successful aid in having your ideas accepted, but a poor one might make you regret as you watch your beautiful concept destroyed by the quality of your video presentation. However, If you think you can follow through instructions and you have ample time for presentation, we can visit some websites that give us tutorials on making video while we make use to their sites for free.
In this time, let's discuss about the PowerPoint. Why is it that we should have a good audiovisual presentation? Audiovisual communication is a productive form of communication. Using sound and lighting equipment improves communication by heightening the awareness of your audience sight and hearing. Audiences who use more of their senses to engage at events remember those events for a longer period of time. In doing the PowerPoint presentation, number 1, make it simple. In PowerPoint, your product is your message, and your customers is your audience. By adopting a design approaches that is simple, you have the ability to create slides that are clear, concise, and above all, understandable. And the next is, limit bullet points and text. Bullet points make information more difficult to remember, especially when the bullet points list are accompanied with auditory information. Number 3. Limit transitions and build or the animation. Adding movements to your slides through the use of animations or slide transitions effects is risky. Movement distracts the audience from your message. Number 4. Use high-quality graphics. As a presentation of an idea, a graphic is the perfect way to help your audience immediately visualize and grasp a concept you are sharing with them. On top of that, it's a great way to add some flair to any presentation and a quick way to take it up a notch. And number 5, have a visual theme but avoid using PowerPoint templates. Use themes to give your presentation a visually consistent appearance and slides. PowerPoint applies theme colors that are compatible with other slides. Have a visual theme but avoid using PowerPoint templates. No audience will be excited about a cookie-cutter presentation, and we must therefore shy away from any supporting visuals, such as the ubiquitous PowerPoint design templates that suggest your presentation is formulaic or prepackaged. Number 6. Use appropriate chart. You can make a chart in PowerPoint or Excel. If you have lots of data to chart, create your chart in Excel, and then copy it into your presentation. This is also the best way if your data changes regularly and you want your chart to always reflect the latest numbers. Number 7. Use color wheel. You need colors to create a theme that flows through your presentation. You want to utilize different colors from different content and help the audience follow your communication. Knowing the colors theory basics and how PowerPoint handle colors will make it easier to use colors in your next presentation. Number 8. Choose your fonts well. Fonts help separate one type of content from another. This segregation is important, as every slide typically includes a title as well as bullet points. Font size alone doesn't go far enough in helping an audience visually separate these headings. Number 9. Use video or audio when appropriate. Some presenters prefer just to use sounds for certain slides, and others use video to reduce the number of slides needed to express an idea. PowerPoint makes it easy to add either sound or video, or both, into a presentation. And lastly, spend time in slide sorter. People comprehend better when information is presented in small chunks or segments. By getting out of the slide view and into the slide sorter view, you can see how the logical flow of your presentation is progressing.
Today, computer graphics is a core technology in digital photography, film, video games, cell phones, and computer displays, and many specialized applications. Raster graphics, or in other term, bitmap image, is a dot matrix data structure that represents a generally rectangular grid of pixels, or any point of color. Microsoft Paint is a simple raster graphics editor that has been included with all versions of Microsoft Windows. The program opens and saves files in Windows, bitmap, JPEG, GIF, PNG, and single-page GIFF formats. PaintShop Pro is a raster and vector graphics editor for Microsoft Windows. It was originally published in October 2011. Vector graphics are computer graphics images that are defined in terms of points. CorelDRAW is a vector graphics editor developed and marketed by CADL Corporation. AutoCAD stands for Computer Aided Design. This software used for designing and drafting, and also AutoCAD is a vector graphics, while the Adobe Illustrator is a vector graphics editor and design program developed and marketed by Adobe Inc. The development of Adobe Illustrator began in 1985.
Web-based presentation. It is a presentation in a website. Example: Prezi is the oldest and the most popular online presentation and a strong alternative PowerPoint for students and businesses. Prezi's key attribute is its ability to create dynamic, fluid shifts from PowerPoint series of slides to make content energetic, with motion effects and great animation that brings dynamism to any presentation. SlideBean combines beautifully designed slides and easy-to-use interface while harnessing some of the best elements by web-based presentation tools. SlideBean users can collaborate on presentation in real time, as all the changes are synced automatically because of the presentation is in the cloud. Users can access content anytime, and multiple users can access content anytime. Users can embed video, charts, and photos. SlideBean is easily customizable. Users can choose unique elements and myriad of presentation styles, flourishes, and add-ons. Google Slides still has the ability to embed charts, graphs, images, videos, and many other kinds of media. To do so fairly easily. Google Slides is entirely integrated into G Suite and Google Drive, a cloud-based. Google Slides are easily shared the Drive platform and allows users to work on a present and different devices. Also, user can edit and present offline, and the program syncs once the user is connected to the web. Blog are pieces of content that are updated frequently and allows the reader engagement in form of blog comments and social media shares, likes, and follows. Discuss the content being viewed by the readers. Starting your first blog. Step 1. Get web hosting and invest in some high-quality hosting services like WordPress. Step 2. Create your domain name and choose a name that people would easily remember, easily to spell, and descriptive. Step 3. Choose a blogging platform. You need to find a strong blogging foundation including WordPress and bloggers. Set up your WordPress blog. Create an account on WordPress. Step 5. Create a great content. You've got to put a plan together to generate content for your blog and execute the plan. Step 6. How to write your first blog. High quality content is critical to gaining traffic to attract people to read your blog. You need to make yours stand out from the competition. Vlog, a form of blog which the medium is video and is a form of web television, embedded with video, support text, images, and other metadata. How to be a blogger. Step 1. Think of a topic that is not boring, not insulting, or illegal. Find a topic that people would looking for. Step 2. You have to be unique and true to yourself. Don't copy someone's work. Step 3. Make a YouTube account. Step 4. Make about 10 or more really good videos that have to be good and interesting. Step 5. Post one of the videos to us related well-known video as a video response. Step 6. Keep being active. Nobody is going to be interested if you don't post any video for a year or more. And put your title on your video in capitals. And set specified day that you will upload videos. Step 7. Edit your video. Make it more interesting because of the add-ons and effects. Download a movie maker.
Multimodal text, a combination of presentation types. So what is a multimodal text? When we communicate, we use different processes or what are called modes. Examples of modes are linguistic, visual, audio, gestural, and spatial. These modes are identified by Gary Morris. So when we use more than one mode at a time, when we combine pictures and words in a picture book, print text, visual images, and speech in a film, the texts we create are multimodal. They may be visual or paper-based, digital or live. Comic Maker HD, Voice Recorder Pro, Telegamy, Piccollage, and KineMaster are applications that help create multimodal text. There are three categories of multimodal text. The first category is visual or paper-based multimodal text. This includes picture books, textbooks, graphic novels, where meaning is conveyed to the reader through varying combinations of visual written language and spatial mode. The second category is digital multimodal text, such as film, animation, slideshows that convey meaning through combinations of written and spoken language, visual, audio, gestural, and spatial mode. The third is live multimodal text, for example, dance, performance, and oral storytelling, where meaning is conveyed through combination of modes such as gestural, spatial, spoken language, and audio.